Hey friend, Brannon Shortt here, and I would be willing to bet that like me, you have realized how ridiculously counterintuitive a life of faith can be at times. I mean, the Bible is littered with these statements or these examples of what seems to be, again, counterintuitive. Things like, to be first, you actually have to come in last. To truly live, you actually have to lose your life. Or to be exalted, if there's ever to be glory per se, one has to be first humble. There's these counterintuitive things. What we say in Christianity a lot is that Christianity is a faith of paradoxes, things that may not initially make sense, but there's greater truth within them. As our church enters into this new series on the Gospel of Mark, in chapter 1, one of my favorite paradoxical, counterintuitive moments happens in the life of Jesus. In verse 35 in Mark 1, it says this: "Very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went to a solitary place where he prayed. Simon and his companions went to look for Jesus, and when they found him, they exclaimed," I want to put a bold there, like exclaimed, "Everyone is looking for you." And Jesus replied, "Let us go somewhere else, to a nearby village, so I can preach there also." Truthfully, I wish we had time today to go through all the different things I find counterintuitive in this passage, but the one I want to hone in on is Peter. What he says to Jesus. It's almost as if he's saying, Jesus, everyone is looking for you. Actually, we have so many people and so much to do. What on earth are you doing out here praying, knowing we have all of these things to do? And yet Jesus' intentionality, his early rising, how many of you are early risers? Like, he's getting up in the morning, he's going out in the middle of the darkness. But that intentionality shows that his response to, hey, why are you praying when we have all this to do? His response is, there's all these people to reach. We have all these things to do, so I'm out here praying. That's actually the point. But see, most of us have been in a situation like this, not directly in Jesus' shoes, but close, where it felt like everyone was looking for us, where everyone needed something from us, where they needed, your kids needed you, your spouse needed you, work needed you, your phone was buzzing, you're buzzing, your roommates need you. So everything is going on, and it feels like everyone is looking for you. And it's often in those moments that it actually feels the most counterintuitive to find a solitary place to pray, to stop. Even the things that we do for God, it's often the most counterintuitive in the midst of all of the speed to stop and pray. But Jesus proves that being in a relationship with God, seeking that intimacy daily in the midst of the noisy seasons, that's actually how we find our next steps within them. You see, I use this phrase a lot in our home, that to be present with God will always require us to be absent somewhere else. Always. So I'm going to encourage you today. I want to challenge you today to find some time and get along and pray. Pray about all that's going on in your life. Pray about the everything and everyone is looking for you stuff in your life, where you're at and where you're headed next. My challenge for you, as well as for myself, is just this, that when everyone is looking for you, will you be found looking for him?